There's this guy, Avi Loeb, he's a professor at Harvard, that believes it might be an alien probe.
Leaving messages for us here on Earth in the form of mysterious symbols.
That the Antarctic continent and the secrets that still need to be recovered.
There has been a lot of UFO sightings around volcanoes.
A massive black pyramid, twice the size of Giza's, sits buried under miles of Alaskan ice. It doesn't appear on any official maps, but declassified government documents hint at its existence, calling it a hotbed of paranormal activity and an alien underground base. This isn't ancient history, this is happening right now. As we head into 2025, a series of disturbing alien mysteries are bubbling to the surface, from impossible structures hidden in plain sight to direct messages from unknown sources. In this dark pyramid, it's hiding a secret that changes everything. Earth's mailbox is open. The story begins not in 2025, but decades earlier in 1974. On a humid day in Puerto Rico, a group of brilliant scientists, including the famous Carl Sagan, gathered at the Arecibo Observatory. They had an idea, a grand gesture. Using the facility's colossal radio telescope, they beamed a message into the cosmos, a 3-minute broadcast aimed at a star cluster called M13, located a staggering 25,000 light-years away. It was a cosmic postcard from humanity. The message itself was a simple picture, coded in binary, showing our numbering system from 1 to 10, the key elements of life like carbon and oxygen, the double helix structure of our DNA, a simple stick figure of a human, and a basic map of our solar system, with Earth slightly offset to show where we live. It was a shot in the dark, a message in a bottle thrown into the cosmic ocean. Most scientists figured if a reply ever came, it wouldn't be for 50,000 years.
They looked identical, but when you actually looked at them, the differences gave a key.
They were wrong. Fast forward nearly 27 years to August 2001. In a quiet wheat field in Hampshire, England, right next to another massive radio observatory, two strange patterns appeared overnight. One was a bizarre, blocky image of a humanoid face, but the other was unbelievable. It was a near-perfect replica of the Arecibo message, laid out in flattened wheat stalks. But not all things are what they seem. This wasn't a copy, it was an answer. When researchers analyzed the crop formation, they found chilling differences. The numbering system was the same, but the atomic elements included silicon, an element theorists have long proposed as a basis for alien life. The DNA structure was different, a more complex strand. The human figure was replaced with a short figure with a large bulbous head, what many people call a classic gray alien. And the solar system map was altered. It still showed a star like our sun, but the third planet Earth was not the source. Instead, the third, fourth, and fifth planets seemed to be the home of the senders. The thing nobody tells you is the sheer precision of this formation. It was created with a level of complexity that debunks simple explanations. The pixels of the image were formed by carefully bent stalks of wheat, not broken ones, a hallmark of what researchers call genuine crop circles. So what does it mean? Skeptics immediately called it an elaborate hoax, a masterpiece by human artists. But how did they do it overnight, in the dark, without leaving a single footprint right next to a guarded observatory?
We did, and we found out that it has, it's pretty cool.
And how did they know the intricate details of a semi-obscure deep space message from decades prior? Many people are crazy about the idea that this was a genuine reply, a direct, calculated message from an intelligence far beyond our own. They sent us their biological and astronomical information, just as we sent them ours. The message is a cosmic hello, a confirmation that we are not alone. And as we push further into 2025, the implications of that field in Hampshire are more disturbing than ever. It suggests they've been listening for a very long time, but an even darker mystery was hidden closer to home. Project Stargate's alien base. Let's move from the fields of England to the desolate, frozen wilderness of Alaska. This state is a place of rugged beauty, but also deep secrets. For decades, the region between Anchorage, Juneau, and Fairbanks has been known as the Alaskan Triangle, a hotspot for UFO sightings, mysterious disappearances, and strange electromagnetic phenomena. pilots flying over the area report their instruments going haywire, seeing lights that move at impossible speeds. But the real story is buried deep beneath the ice. You see, many people are crazy about the idea of government cover-ups, and this one is a doozy. In 1992, geologists conducting a survey of the region detected something impossible. Buried deep within the earth near Mount Denali was a massive, perfectly formed pyramid. This structure, now known as the Dark Pyramid, is said to be made of a smooth black stone, and initial readings suggest it is twice the size of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. That would make it over 900 feet tall. Official reports were quickly buried, but whispers of the discovery leaked out. This isn't just folklore. It connects to declassified CIA documents from a program called Project Stargate. This was a real $20 million project that used remote viewers, people who claimed to be able to see things with their minds, to spy on secret locations. One of the program's most gifted viewers, a man named Pat Price, was tasked with looking at a location under Alaska's Mount Hayes, a peak right in the middle of the triangle. What he described as terrifying.
He would sit down and draw what he sees, and he was deadly accurate on his predictions.
Price claimed to have seen a massive alien base deep underground, run by humanoid creatures who looked similar to the figure in the Arecibo reply. He said they were working on advanced technology and were responsible for the strange activity in the skies. The thing nobody tells you is that the government took this seriously. So seriously, in fact, that after Price identified the location, the CIA reportedly tried to erase his involvement. He later passed away under mysterious circumstances. Fast forward to today. In 2019 and 2020, a commercial pilot flying regular routes near Mount Hayes reported multiple encounters with a UFO. He described a tic-tac-shaped object that toyed with his plane, at one point causing his autopilot to completely shut down from magnetic interference. What's going on in Alaska? Is the Dark Pyramid an ancient relic, or is it an active installation? If Price's remote viewing was accurate, then a non-human intelligence has a massive hidden fortress right here on Earth. As 2025 progresses, advanced ground-penetrating radar is becoming more accessible. The pressure is mounting to go back and confirm what lies beneath the ice. The Serpent's Gift. So far, we've talked about messages in fields and secrets buried under mountains, but the next theory is far more personal and a whole lot more disturbing. It suggests that the ultimate alien mystery isn't out there in the cosmos, but locked away inside every single cell of your body. You see, the human genome is one of the most complex things in the known universe. For decades, scientists have been mapping our DNA, but a huge portion of it, over 97%, was labeled junk DNA. They called it that because it didn't seem to code for proteins and appeared to do nothing. But not all things are what they seem. Recent discoveries have shown that this so-called junk is anything but. It acts like a massive operating system, telling our active genes when to turn on and off. It's responsible for our complexity, for what makes us human. And here's where the wild theory comes in. A growing number of researchers and thinkers are asking a terrifying question. What if that code wasn't written by nature alone? The idea is called directed panspermia, a concept even explored by Nobel Prize-winning scientists. The theory suggests that an advanced extraterrestrial civilization seeded Earth with life billions of years ago. But they didn't just leave it to chance. They embedded a message, a signature, or even a program deep within our non-coding DNA. It's a message in our blood passed down through millions of generations, waiting. The thing nobody tells you is how this connects to our own history. For hundreds of thousands of years, early humans were stagnant. They used the same simple tools and didn't change much. Then suddenly, about 50,000 years ago, something happened. It's called the Great Leap Forward. In a geological blink of an eye, human creativity exploded. We started creating complex art, sophisticated tools, spiritual symbols, and advanced language. What caused this sudden, inexplicable jump in intelligence? The theory suggests that this is when the alien code was activated. A dormant part of our DNA was switched on, giving us an upgrade. This idea is echoed in ancient myths from all over the world. Many ancient cultures, from the Sumerians to the Mayans, tell stories of sky gods who came down and gave humanity knowledge. These gods were often depicted as serpents or dragons. Now think about that. What is the universal symbol for medicine and biology today? The caduceus, a staff with two snakes wrapped around it. And what does that symbol look eerily similar to? A double helix strand of DNA. Many people are crazy about the idea that our ancestors weren't just drawing snakes, they were trying to draw the very code of life that their alien teachers had shown them. It gets even stranger. Modern scientists, as they decode more of our junk DNA, are finding sequences that are mathematically pristine, almost like a computer code. One group of researchers from Kazakhstan even published a paper claiming they found an intelligent signal embedded in our genome that is so complex it could not have been created by natural evolution. They believe it's a stamp, a manufacturer's mark, left by a galactic civilization. So if this is true, what does it mean for 2025? It means we might be an experiment. Humanity might be a genetically engineered species created for a purpose we don't yet understand. And the most disturbing question of all remains: if our code was activated once to make us intelligent, could it be activated again? And what would that new upgrade turn us into? This hidden structure points to a larger planetary secret. Who drew the map? For our final mystery, we need to pull the camera back, way back, and look at our entire planet. For centuries, historians have been stumped by the incredible achievements of ancient civilizations. How did people with supposedly primitive tools build monolithic structures like Stonehenge, the pyramids of Giza, or the Moai heads of Easter Island? But not all things are what they seem. The real mystery isn't just what they built, but where they built it.
Try to understand how this was giving off what they estimated was a gigantic amount of energy.
Researchers have discovered that dozens of the world's most significant ancient sites, spanning different continents and separated by thousands of years, all lie on a single, perfectly straight line that circles the globe. If you take a globe and draw a line from Easter Island through Peru, hitting ancient sites like Machu Picchu and the Nazca lines, and continue it across the Atlantic, it perfectly intersects the Giza Plateau in Egypt. But it doesn't stop there. That same line continues through the ancient city of Petra in Jordan, through Ur in Mesopotamia, Persepolis in Iran, and Mohenjo-Daro in Pakistan, one of the first cities in the world. It then crosses over to connect with other sacred sites like Angkor Wat in Cambodia before completing the circle. The odds of this being a coincidence are, for all practical purposes, 0. To achieve this, ancient builders would have needed to know the Earth was round, understand longitude and latitude, and have access to technology like flight or satellite mapping to plan it all out. This is knowledge they simply weren't supposed to have. So who was the architect? Many people are crazy about the ancient astronaut theory, which proposes that an extraterrestrial intelligence visited Earth thousands of years ago and guided humanity's development. This global grid was their blueprint, a way of marking the planet with a network of energy centers. The thing nobody tells you is the mathematical precision involved. The Giza pyramids, for example, are aligned with Orion's belt with a precision we could barely match until the computer age. Ancient sites in Mexico, like Teotihuacan, mirror the same celestial layout. The theory is that these sites weren't just temples or tombs, they were technological installations, perhaps designed to harness the Earth's natural magnetic energies. This brings us back to another strange discovery. Researchers found that many ancient statues, like the colossal Olmec heads in Mexico, are powerfully magnetic. The carvings were specifically designed to manipulate and highlight the magnetic fields of the rocks they were carved from. Could these sites be part of a global ancient machine? So as we look at the mysteries of 2025, the questions get bigger. Are we on the verge of uncovering a lost chapter of our history? The thing is, if all this is true, if there are secret pyramids, alien messages, and a planetary grid, it means our understanding of the world is fundamentally wrong. It suggests that a hidden hand has been guiding our destiny from the very beginning. For the average person, this is a lot to take in. Are we just missing a key detail? Or is it possible that evidence of alien contact isn't something we need to find in the stars, but something we need to dig up from right under our feet? Perhaps the most disturbing mystery of all isn't what's out there, but what's already here. Are these connections real or just wishful thinking? What do you think is the most compelling mystery? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the unknown. Are we a science experiment that is about to meet its creators?